Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Your beloved Curious One is here. The brand new question for this week/month. Now, this question is quite political. You need to really think about it with your political eyes. So, here we go. Can sanctions that are implemented by other countries on the other countries be considered genocidal methods? Now, if you're familiar with the history of humankind and what humankind have done to each other for the past many centuries, you know that the ones with thinking of having superior genes or genetic always try to rule on the little ones or the weak ones. The reason why they began to terminate or eliminate particular races. The best one that we all know, the worst one, is Hitler killing the Jewish people / Jewish rich people, also killing Jewish poor and weak people. If you're not familiar to what exactly happened in World War II, have a research on your own. Jewish people, the Jewish banks funded Hitler to literally kill their own people / weak people. Anyhow, you do your research. Previous videos of mine have those contents available for you. Just watch those. Now, genocide, as you know, the definition of genocide is killing a group of people purposely in order to eliminate them permanently. British kings slept with Scottish girls and Irish girls, so their DNA of the children born of those girls would not be pure Scots or Irish. That was a very kind of biological way of committing genocide. Turkish people literally eliminated Armenians, and they still do. Chinese people wanted to get rid of Japan, and then Taiwan and Vietnam, all of these places where China wants to rule, there will be some sort of elimination. Like go ask Vietnamese and Taiwanese if they want to be independent or stay with China. You may actually get executed on both sides. If you don't believe that, go do your research. Now, we have seen genocides by Caucasians against African people, Caucasians against multiple other people against Caucasians, Caucasians against Caucasians. However, now in today's era, no one can really openly commit genocide to get rid of a race or particular religion or particular group of people. So they invented something that is called sanctions. Sanctions means you get punished for doing something wrong that the global community considers is wrong. However, for your people, maybe you have done something right. You either get labeled as terrorist or you get labeled as a psychotic who is against the global community, which is kind of turning us towards a complete dictatorship / one world new order, which is very scary. Just have your research. If you don't have children, don't have them at all. It's not a good time, and not at all, forever perhaps. Anyways, sanctions. Now, the best example I have is U.S. putting sanctions. U.S. government literally putting sanctions on any country that a U.S. government thinks is bad. For example, they go extract the oil of Saudi Arabia, but they sell it by US dollars. It's like someone comes to your farm, helps you do farming and says, hey, now when you sell that thing, there will be tax on it, and tax comes back to me, and the labor payment comes to me, and this and that. But at the end of the day, you're like, hey, why did you even help me cultivate this agricultural piece of land that I have? Whatever. There's been attempts against U.S. government to withdraw from this nonsense of selling the barrels of oil internationally by US dollars, but all of a sudden there's been some civil wars and all of Middle East went to poop. If you're not familiar to what I say, just have a research, because there's not so many countries in Middle East that can extract any oil without even US permission, US government's permission, which is hilarious. Now, the best example so far is US putting sanctions, let's say, on Iran. You know, when you hear the sanctions, you say, oh, someone is getting punished. But you don't know what happens in that country, what is happening to the civilians, is all of the citizens of that country, yes? Persian people already went through shit for the past decades, 30, 40 decades, going through an Islamic radicalism. Now, radicalism is in all religions, not just Islamic version of it. It goes on in Vatican, it goes on in very Orthodox Jews, Orthodox Hindus, Orthodox Sikhs, all even Buddhists. All religions somehow try to manipulate the other ones to take over that and convince the others that that religion is better than the other, when the message of the religion itself is to get connected to the divine. So if all of these religions come together and sit down and say, hey man, our ultimate goal is to connect the souls to the divine, we would have no problems. However, the Persian people have gone through enough. Now that they have the weapons to backfire to these radical regimes of theirs, nor they're all Muslims. There are Christians among them, there are atheists, there are very modern Ismailis, there are many different versions. However, the government is suppressing them and apparently they have nothing to fight for. Now, on the top of that, US comes and puts sanctions. Now, you're punishing the people who are not capable of getting rid of their regime because they have no weapons, accessories, or help, and you reach them to the point that they begin to suicide, go on heavy drug abusive behaviors and die, or they die of heart attack, pollution, cancer, and blah blah. If you truly understand the sanctions ideology, you realize sanction itself stands for genocide. If you want to punish a government, you call upon international United Nations community and say, this government is causing this problem. People are in this problem. We want to get rid of this government. And all together, they can get rid of it. It takes seconds. They can use military, they can use politics, they can use anything, but they don't. They literally wait until people reach to their knees and beg. Even after begging, the punishment continues. Now, it's been like 8 minutes, so I don't want to continue more. Just go think whether sanctions could be hashtagged or tagged or labeled as genocidal methods or not. And leave a comment, please leave a thumbs up, or just let me know what you think, because at the end of the day, so far there are few of my kind who think and actually talk, and there are many who don't even care, and at the end of it they lose everything and they say, oh, there was a curious one, he mentioned about this, but I was dumb enough not to pay attention. So that's it for this week or month. Have a great one, and don't forget to subscribe or leave a thumbs up. Thanks.